I've reached 1,000 subscribers. Better have a competition then, haven't we? Ahoy hoy everybody, and welcome to this video, and a massive thank you. Last week I hit the 1,000 subscriber mark, which I'm hugely grateful for, and so I want to give something back. So this is a competition, quite a straightforward one. I've got 10 prompts for things to show. Anybody who enters via video, please, usual format, leave your link in the comments below, and I will add you to the list and obviously watch your video and comment on your video. I do request that you subscribe to the channel for obvious reasons. The prize will be £50 or the equivalent in your local currency. I can either do that as Amazon vouchers or PayPal. I'm easy either way, whatever suits you. We'll sort that out when the time comes. If I have sufficient entries, I might do a couple of runners-up prizes. We shall see. Anything else I need to put? Closing date, I forgot to work out before I started recording, so I'll pop it on the screen and in the description below. It'll be around the start of March. I want to end it on the day before I'm a day off, so I can do the draw on my day off. So I'll work out when works best, and as I say, I shall put the details up on the screen now, and it's in the comments below. Yeah, last competition I did, nobody entered, but my 500 subscriber competition, I also did a quiz types competition and ran the two concurrently, but I only got a handful of entries for that, so it's not really worth the time and effort of me doing that again. So this is just a traditional video entry only competition. So yes, I've got 10 prompts for you, all more or less loosely related around the subjects I cover on my channel. But yeah, hopefully you'll find them interesting to partake in. So number 1 is show the most unique item in your collection. The examples I'm giving are all music related, but they don't have to be music related. It could be a book that's unique for some reason, a DVD, film, autograph related item. So it could be something like this. So this is Snow Patrol's Wildness album, and I bought it together with a signed white label promo copy of the album, so you can see it's dedicated to me and signed by the band, so that's unique. It could be something silly like this. It doesn't have to be, you know, that the item itself is unique. If you see me, it could be like this. So this is a copy of Billy Joel's Uptown Girl that I received in a job lot that I bought on eBay of 7-inch singles. And as you can see, the previous owner, apart from colouring it in, Eileen Propit, was obviously became a Duran Duran fan, because she's written Simon, Uptown Girl 1983 on the top, Nick, Simon, Duran, Simon, Andy, John, Roger. Duran are great. Can't remember if she... No, she didn't write on the label either. But, so it could be, you know, a white album that's been decorated or anything like that. Just the most unique item in your collection. But the actual main one that I wanted to show is this. So what this is the album A Thing of Beauty by Macy Gray. This was the demo album that got her a record contract. And when she did a pledge campaign for one of her albums, she made 10 copies of this album. As you can see, she's hand-drawn a cover. She's dedicated it to me. And it's on a CDR with a printed label on it, with some spelling mistakes. Psychodelic, Psychodelic. Pleased to meet you, or pleased to meet you with an R after the L in pleased. So yes, a unique. So there's only 10 copies of this album made, and how unique the actual cover is, I don't know whether all 10 were the same or whether 10 were different, but it's also signed and dedicated to me. So that's my most unique item in my collection. Question 2 is a lot more straightforward. 1,000 subscribers is the level you get to where you can monetize your channel, something I'm not doing just yet. Whether I do eventually decide to, I may do. But all I want to show is an album. When throughout this video, if I say album, doesn't have to be vinyl, it can be CD, it can be cassette, it can be any format you like. It could be a 7-inch single. I'm not fussy, but I'll use the catch-all phrase album. But an album that is in some way money related. Could be a picture on the cover is money related. It could have a money related song, or in this example, it could just be Genesis selling England by the pound. Straightforward. I talk about films on my channel as well as music, so I thought I would combine the two in 3 questions. So next up, I want you to show an album or a single, or anything of that ilk, made by an actor. It could be the actor's just a member of the band. It could be could be Bruce Willis, for example. I am going to show Carnival Flower, album by Molotov Jukebox. And this young lady here and there is the actress Natalia Tena, who played Tonks in Harry Potter, played Osha in Game of Thrones. She's in The Mandalorian. She recently played Rebecca Vardy in the Vardy versus Rooney trial drama on Channel 4, I think it was. Done lots and lots of film work, some excellent films. And this is her band, Molotov Jukebox. She's the lead singer and accordionist in. They play what they class themselves as tropical gypsies. So it's fun, funky dance music, but with accordions and violins as well as your more traditional instruments. Excellent songs, excellent live. If you ever get a chance to see them live, do go. Yeah, just wonderful band, Molotov Jukebox, featuring the actress Natalia Tena. And then flipping it round, either show if you have a physical copy, or if you're capable of putting the poster up, stick the poster up, or if not, just talk about a film starring a musician. If you can avoid the obvious ones, the people who've had proper film careers, your Bowies, your Jaggers, your Prince, your Madonna, people of that ilk, Cliff Richard. If you can avoid them, all the better. But if not, show a copy of Labyrinth or whatever. But I'm going to show one of my 10 favourite films of all time, The Edge of Love, starring Keira Knightley and Sienna Miller, and Matthew Rhys as Dylan Thomas. So this is about based on a true story of Dylan Thomas and a love triangle. But one of Dylan's lovers is played by Lisa Stansfield. So that's why I'm showing this. And the third film music related question is just, again, show if you have a physical copy or talk about or whatever your favourite film biopic. And it is biopic. It's not biopic. It is biopic. Rant over. Mine is The Doors by Oliver Stone. Oliver Stone, one of my favourite directors anyway. This is just, regardless of the accuracy of it as a biopic, it is just a wonderful film. Excellent performance by Val Kilmer. The music is obviously great. And I just absolutely love it. The Doors. Next question is using preferably vinyl. If you need to use CDs, that's fine. But preferably vinyl. Show the colours of your country's flag. So obviously I'm expecting a lot of red, white and blue here, because I think most people entering will be from either the US, well obviously the UK as a UK based channel, the UK, the US, Canada. Those will be the main colours I'm expecting to see. If you're in the UK, feel free to use your nation's flag rather than the Union flag. So if you're Welsh, use the Welsh flag, etc. It's up to you. I'm happy with any, but hopefully we'll have a few more exotic entrants. You can do this one of three ways, basically. Just using the covers of the albums. So here's an obvious trio: red, white and blue with the Beatles. Preferably using coloured vinyl. And then you can either do it this way. So this is the Small Faces Complete Greatest Hits Record Store Day release from last year, I think it was. And this is on red, white and blue splatter. So that covers it all in one record. Alternatively, a combination of coloured records. So here we have Kylie's Say Something 7-inch single on a transparent red. The Record Store Day release of Scott Walker's Boy Child Best Of, which is double white. And then Something to Leave a House For by the Magnificent Lottery Winners. On blue. If you're going to use CDs, then again, either the colour of the cover or the colour of the actual CD itself is fine. The next question is, show, if possible, a set of albums that are solo albums by all the different members of a band. So the obvious one, of course, that's going to be easy for lots of people to do, and I'm happy for you to do that, is the Beatles, and show a John, Paul, George and Ringo solo album. If you can't do it, I mean, any of these questions, if you can't do them, you can't do them, that's fine. It doesn't mean you can't enter the competition. But if you can't do it, show the band you've got the most solo albums by. So if you don't collect Ringo, for example, feel free to show John, Paul and George. But I am going to show a Blur, because as of this week, this is now possible. So, Damon Albarn, again, you could show Gorillaz, you could show Good Bad the Queen, anything like that. This is his recent solo album, The Nearer the Fountain, More Pure the Stream Flows, from 2021. My very limited signed copy. Probably the next most prolific member of the band is Graham Coxon. This is his album Happiness in Magazines. Alex James has done projects away from Blur, technically not solo projects, but he was in Me, Me, Me. This is Magnificent Hanging Around on 7-inch single. He's in Fat Les, so you can show any Fat Les singles. And then released this week, something I've not shown on my channel before, Dave Rowntree, the drummer, has released his own album, Radio Songs. So that's a solo album by each member of Blur. Next question is, show your most unusual piece of vinyl. So as opposed to your most unique one, this could be something mass-produced that loads of people have, but there's something about it that's a bit strange. It could be, if you want, just an exotic coloured one. It could be one of those albums that's got a hologram in it. It could be Jack White album that's got loads of tricks and hidden tracks and all that sort of stuff. It could be an etched disc, anything like that, anything just a bit out of the ordinary. Shaped picture disc, did I mention that? I don't think I did. Or just a normal picture disc, but preferably a shaped one. I'm going to show this. This is Split Ends, One Step Ahead, 7-inch single on a laser etched disc, which still amazes me that it plays. So that's the most unusual piece of vinyl in my collection. Next question is, show a band or artist who you only like up to a certain point in their catalogue. So for me, it's the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So I have their good stuff here. Their first album, not magnificent, but I like it. Freaky Styley improves on that. Uplift Mofo Party Plan, about similar level to Freaky Styly. Really starting to get some of Mother's Milk. Their masterpiece, Blood Sugar Sex Magic. But a hugely underrated One Hot Minute. The nearly as good as Blood Sugar Sex Magic, but not quite, Californication. And on a similar level, By the Way. But then their next album was this. And I listened to it once, really couldn't stand it, got really bored of it, never listened to it again, never bought any of their albums since. Basically. Then the final question, question 10, back to films. Show or talk about your favourite film spin-off from a TV series. So it could be a Star Trek movie, it could be Holiday on the Buses. For me, it is The League of Gentlemen's Apocalypse, my favourite comedy show ever, The League of Gentlemen, and hugely underrated film in my opinion. This is a signed copy, signed by all 4 members of the League, on DVD. Very funny, excellent performances, not just by the League, but by David Warner as well, especially. Yeah, just absolutely love The League of Gentlemen's Apocalypse. So there you go. That's your 10 things to show. Anything else I need to add to that? No, as I said earlier, if you can't answer any of the questions, that's fine. You know, you can still enter the competition. Competition is open throughout the world because money will be transferred electronically somehow. Closing date is as put on screen earlier and is in the description below. Let me know down below that you've entered, and please subscribe if you aren't already before you enter. Yeah, I think that is everything. Again, a huge thank you for the 1,000 subscribers. It does mean a lot, especially at the moment for various reasons. Yeah, just thank you all of you. Hope you enjoy taking part. Thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.